Hey everybody, welcome into a postseason edition of Bench Talk with Beard, presented by our friends at Southwest Bank. That's head coach Chris Beard. I'm Adam Doyle. Coach, you've said it before. It was after the South Carolina game a while back. You said sometimes Keenan Evans just puts on the superhero cape and takes care of business. It seemed in some ways like he did that on senior night against TCU. 23 points in the second half, and all of your seniors piled in. They all started, and it seemed like it was a complete effort, but especially from Keenan to be able to right the ship and get a win. What was your takeaway from that night?
I thought Keenan played great. He played like a senior that just wasn't going to let his team lose, and that's what March games are about. March is for players. There's not any coaches winning games this month. It's players like Keenan have to step up.
Well, Coach, as you look back at the regular season, the most regular season wins since '96, the most Big 12 wins in school history, and the highest ever finished in the league. And Coach, obviously you have higher goals, but you earn co-Big 12 Coach of the Year. The accolades just came down in bunches for your group. As you just reflect on the regular season, what's your biggest takeaway from one of the better seasons that Tech basketball has ever had?
Well, we're proud to be in that company, that '96 team with Coach Dickey. That was one of the best teams that Texas Tech's ever had. I was a fan of that team. So we're glad to be a part of the company of those type teams. And really, I think the story here is our players. Coach of the Year and all that stuff, that just means you have good players and you had a good season. And so I'll give the players all the credit for everything good going on in our program right now.
Well, that's a perfect segue, Coach, because I know you love giving the players all the credit and your assistant coaches the credit and the fans the credit. But, Coach, you deserve some as well. And I think that the athletic department and this fan base has showed that that they've reached out and committed to you and asked you to commit back to them. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about this new contract extension, a 6-year extension that keeps you here at Texas Tech and allows you to continue to build this program. What was it about this situation and this university that you wanted to commit even further to?
Well, I just think we all share the same vision, and I'm really appreciative of President Skovanak and Kirby and all the leadership. We all believe that we can take this program to another level. We all believe that we can turn it into a championship contender. So I was humbled and very appreciative of the commitment that the leadership showed.
Now more work to do, though, as you guys head to Kansas City for the Big 12 championship. And, Coach, you guys finish up as the number 2 team in the conference. You'll get the 2 seed. You'll play Thursday night at 6 p.m. on ESPN2. You don't know who you're going to play yet, though, either Iowa State or Texas in that 7-10 matchup Wednesday night. Coach, 2 teams that you split the season series with, 2 very good basketball teams. But instead of them, is it more about you guys instead of your opponent as you head into Kansas City?
Well, I think so, especially in the Big 12, because a strong case could be made for any of the 10 schools to win the tournament. And I think the regular season showed that. So, yeah, we got to make sure that we're trying to play our best basketball of the season, but also need to have a solid game plan on whoever we end up playing.
What's your biggest message to all of these guys? There hasn't been a lot of postseason success. There's been some postseason from these players, but not a lot of success. There's a lot of success, though, on the coaching staff. What is your message to these guys about just trusting this staff as the waters get deeper?
Yeah, exactly. Trust is a key word. Just trusting our process, trusting the things that we did to get here, and try to finish this. Really, what we want to do is we want to play really aggressive and really disciplined basketball. We also want to try to have more fun than anybody in the country in the month of March. And I hope the players really enjoy the opportunity to compete in these 2 tournaments.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate your time. All right, the Red Raiders are headed to Kansas City, like we said, Thursday night, 6 p.m. ESPN2. They'll either face Iowa State or they'll face Texas. If you'll tune in on ESPN2 Wednesday night, you'll be able to see the winner of that game and who Texas Tech will end up facing. As always, TexasTech.com is where you go to find anything you need to know about Texas Tech men's basketball. And at Texas Tech MBB is where you follow us on all of our social media platforms. March Madness is finally here, folks. This should be a blast. Let's hope the Red Raiders get hot and end up deep in March, maybe even early in April. We'll see what happens. For the head coach, I'm Adam Doyle. This was Bench Talk with Beard, presented by Southwest Bank.